Yes, I have decided to flip my classroom. But this is not what I mean. The flipped classroom is a reversed instructional model. It was coined by Jonathan Bergman and Aaron Sams, who started flipping their classroom in 2008. Since then, they've created a revolution. Hundreds of teachers are flipping their classrooms, not only in chemistry, in many other fields. And hundreds and maybe thousands are flipping their classrooms throughout the world. Basically, students get the content at home through short lectures, and they process in the classroom with the help of the teacher. In other words, what traditionally was done in the classroom is now done at home, and what was done at home is done in the classroom. Why did I decide to flip my classroom? First of all, I need to tell you that I have been teaching for over 27 years. I've taught in public schools and at the academy. I've come to realize that this is very important. But I want to tell you how my thought process started. For many years, I struggled with the fact that I would often lecture in class, and at the end of class, I would give students homework to apply what they had learned or what I had taught them in the classroom. Some students got it, but too many others would struggle at home, get stuck maybe on the first problem or the second problem, and would either give up, get extremely frustrated, and even worse, some of them would resort to copying the homework from someone else. They indeed had succeeded at playing school, but not at learning. So I decided to flip my classroom and be there for my students when they needed me most. My students don't really need me when I'm yapping at them. They need me when they are going to apply the information that I have taught them. We are very fortunate because now my students will be able to do their homework, which for the most part will involve watching my Brascamcasts. And they can do so using an iPhone, an iPad, or a computer. The reason why I have flipped my classroom is because I want to make the best use of class time. And to me, the best use of class time is to process. Here in the classroom, we're going to increase the student-teacher interactions. Yes, before I had interactions between the teacher and my class, but not individual. I can now personalize instruction. I can find out why Susie is having problems with X, Y, or Z. I can tailor my instruction to her when she has trouble with a particular assignment. I will be able to have more time for labs, more time for hands-on activities, for collaborative projects. I am excited to be able to spend more time actively engaging my students, not as passive learners listening to a lecture, because now we know that people retain only 5 to 10% of what they hear. I want to increase that retention because doing one can increase the retention rate enormously. I want to be there for my students. I want to provide opportunities for them to develop into lifelong learners. What does that mean? We hear that term so much. that means that they will voluntarily seek knowledge throughout their lives. Isn't that what we want our students to be able to do? To learn throughout their lives, to never stop learning, and to seek that knowledge voluntarily? How exciting is that? I want to help my students to really learn the material, not just to pass a test. I want to be a facilitator in a student-centered classroom.
So this is what the classroom looks like now. Notice it's student-centered. It is, the students will be in groups of 3, working together, and
I want to learn with them. All benefits to this reversed classroom, to the flipped classroom. For one thing, their lectures will be permanently archived, be accessed anytime, and they will have control of the pause button. They can pause anytime. They can go over the information. They can replay as many times as necessary in a much more effective way than even in the classroom. And they have limitless review options. The lessons will always be there. Let me share with you my analogy of what I envision for my students. In the traditional classroom where the teacher is standing in the front of the room, what I have done, the way that I learned, I feel that the teacher was holding a hose. Picture this. Teacher's holding a hose and trying to get this knowledge to her students. What's happening in the meantime? Some students, even with the water, they're dozing off. Other students are dodging the water. They don't really want it. Others are hiding under the desk. How effective is that in learning a lesson? But this is what I envision. I envision the teacher and the students going scuba diving in this beautiful, extensive lake of chemistry, where I will no longer just be dispensing or giving information, but I will be pointing things out and helping them along. Because I do have the experience, I do know this lake. But now we will be in together. They will be pointing things out to me that maybe I had not seen before. And together we're going to share in this learning. And they're going to guide each other along the way. I am so excited to jump into this lake with all of my students and have them be at the center of this. I will no longer be the sage on the stage, but the guide on the side. And that's what true education should be. With this method comes great responsibility. We all have to swim. There'll be no passive learning here. No one can sit here and just take it in. Everyone will be swimming together. Everyone will be actively participating. Everyone will have to take ownership of their own learning. I have to say, this is not a silver bullet. It is not the perfect method. But I certainly believe, knowing what we know about how the brain works and how this generation learns, that this is the best method to reach my chemistry students. I am excited. I can't wait to jump into the lake and enjoy the experience together. This is what is best for my students. I would be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Email me, drop me a note, whatever works best.